Okay. Okay.
So welcome to BD Field at SFU University for a matchup between the Red Leafs and the Thunderbirds. I have with me today Tom Bach, who's going to assist in calling the game. Trying a lot of technology here today, and this is an exhibition game, so it's a good opportunity for me to test the equipment. There will be glitches, but with Tom's help covering the play-by-play, I will be able to concentrate on the game. So Tom, take it away.
Well, welcome everybody. It's the Tom and Tom show here today, and as he said, it's an exhibition game, and it's an exhibition broadcast. We're trying out some new technology. We're doing this remotely. Thomas and all of the equipment are at BD Field on the Simon Fraser campus, and I'm actually getting a phone call, so I'm going to turn that off. I shouldn't have my phone on during a broadcast, and here we go. So we're excited to have you guys with us. Thanks for tuning in. We are just getting the team lineups right now. So as I'm talking to you, I am going to get the Simon Fraser lineup printed out. I can't see it on the small copy I have. So like I say, we're a few minutes before game time, so we've got some time to do this. I've got the UBC lineup as well. And again, put up with our work in progress here. We have a beautiful day here at the ballpark. SFU and UBC are about 45-minute drive apart, about 27 kilometers. You would go directly east from the UBC campus, and you'd wind up in Burnaby at BD Field. It's two different types of campuses. The UBC one is kind of a outdoor mall, very large, more of your typical USA large campus, whereas Simon Fraser is kind of an enclosed by a forest, has a level of privacy and charm, and the BD Field is named after the BD Foundation, and I'm going to tell you about that for a sec. That is... I know it's Keith, but I don't want to miss the other half of that partnership. There it is, Keith and Betty. Keith and Betty Beatty created a foundation, and it was their generous support that gave Simon Fraser this beautiful field. It's a clay infield, a grass outfield, and a synthetic warning track just to minimize the maintenance and whatnot. It's a beautiful ballpark, and it's a beautiful day to have a doubleheader. Let's play two, as Ernie Banks used to say. Just awaiting a printout here of a lineup, so bear with me for 1 second again, if you would, folks. Game is underway. I am attempting to have a look. Thomas, I've got you and I still on the pregame show, but we'll join the live action shortly.
Sorry, I didn't realize that. I'll switch you over so you can see the live feed. And I am having some technical issues, of course. Load you up here on my computer.
All right, if you're dialed into the live feed here, just let me catch you up. My name is Tommy V, and I'm with Tommy B. He goes by Thomas, and we are broadcasting from Beatty Field over at Simon Fraser University. It's an exhibition doubleheader of women's softball today. UBC is the visiting team. They're batting first. We are just, it's an exhibition doubleheader, and this is an exhibition broadcast. We have some new equipment, some new technology, hardware and software that we're just trying to make sure all the plug-A's are put into the right place. So bear with us here. We're going to be sharing the audio and video with you shortly.
Well, no, everyone's seeing one camera view at this moment. You're the only one that's not seeing anything.
Okay.
If you bear with us for a minute, I'm going to have to reboot. So
Okay.
the viewers will still see the game from this one camera angle. But it'll be a couple minutes getting things back up and running.
All right. Don't give up on us, folks. And you're not paying anyway, so hang in there. Thomas is going to reboot the system here, and reignite some of the hardware and software that we're having a bit of difficulty with. You'll be able to see the game, and we'll be back with you as soon as we can.
Okay, I think we are back to the live feed. Okay, so now if you can see Tom, but there are runners on first and second. I'm not sure how many outs, but we've actually done the technical difficulties. Following the game at the moment. And I'm aware of the issue with the wide angle, that it's kind of like a shrunk screen, but I will fix it at some point. The good news is it's a double header, so
That's right.
so we'll be able to
Wait till we're mid-season, giving them, Sportsnet quality programming. They won't remember this.
Well, it's an exhibition game, so it's time to practice.
Yeah.
Part of the issue is that I am on a mobile internet. It hit the center field, not sure who it was. I don't believe any run scored. Are you able to call the game, Tom?
No, I don't see it. I still see us. I'm going to try. If I'm seeing, I don't need me, so I'm going to try to take my picture out of this. And now I see you. And that part I don't think I can control. Oh, now I got the, yeah, I've got the game now. Yeah. Okay, I'm just going to switch something around on my end here.
First strike. That's Shelby Temple on the mound, I believe. I don't know if you have the lineup, Tom. I don't.
I do. I'm just going to pull one last thing together here. Sorry.
That ball is gone. And that is a two-run shot.
How about that?
And I'm going to go look on the other camera. So you can see the picture.
Okay, Thomas, I'm seeing everything quite clearly now. So, why don't we try to reset here a little bit at the plate. This is number 20 for SFU. That's Abby McGlynn batting, the left-handed hitter. The pitcher for UBC is Shelby Kemple. All right, so we'll welcome anyone tuning in a second time. Thomas Bell and Tom Volk here with you. Thomas is at Beatty Field at Simon Fraser, swinging cables and plugging in batteries and making sure the internet stays with us. And I'm going to try to give you the audio portion of the game so Thomas can focus on those areas for the most part. He'll chime in here and there. We've got a doubleheader exhibition for you today here at Beatty Field on the Simon Fraser campus. We are in the bottom of the first inning. Simon Fraser is already ahead 2-0 on a home run. And I'm going to do the math to conclude that that homer was hit by Janika Balkane because she's the two-hitter in the lineup. It was a two-run homer. So Cadence Dobransky must have reached base before we were able to get you on live. And Abby McGlynn just made the first out of the inning, and therefore that should bring up Kristen Daviduke, number 15. Yeah, so that catches us up. If we hear that that home run was hit by someone else, believe me, we'll let you know because we don't want to shortchange anyone of a home run in their first at-bat of the fall campaign. Shelby Kemple is pitching for UBC, the changeup. It's like a low line drive to center field.
Okay.
So that base hit puts Davy Duke on first base. The liner to center. And that brings up shortstop Cassidy Elfelt. Swing and a miss, strike one. As you can see, the cloudless sky. It's a gorgeous day. I believe it's around 23, 24 degrees. Beautiful fall day to play two. There'll be about a 30-minute gap between games as the umpires will switch up their positions. So the ump who's going to do the home plate for the second game, he'll need to, get all that equipment on and whatnot, and the players will rejig, probably grab a quick bite. So we're looking at about 30 minutes between games. Alfeld gets a changeup, swings late, and fouls it off. Kristen Davy Duke is on first base right now with a single to center field. And we know that Cadence Dobransky led off the bottom half of the first here, reaching base. We don't know how because we didn't have everything quite in front of us, but we know she reached base, and we know that Janiqua Balclean hit a home run to make it 2-0 immediately. Score is not such a big deal in these exhibition games. It's they're basically they can make any substitutions they want at any time. They can bat more than 9 batters if they want in their lineup. So we'll post the score, but there's a lot of priorities on the coaches list today besides the final score of the game. But it's part of baseball, so we'll keep telling you about it. Part of softball, excuse me. Switch that cap. Cassidy Alfeld giving all the trouble that Shelby Kemple can expect. This is about the 7th pitch of the at-bat, and that is strike 3. So that's 2 down. Under the plate now, this is Katie Zagari. She's in the softball version of the designated position player. Julia Hansen, the SFU pitcher, is not going to bat for herself. So in essence, she's the DH, if you're more familiar with that term. Zagari is up with a runner on first. That's Kristen Davy Duke, who singled to center field a couple of minutes ago. And there's a repeat, another single to center field. That'll put runners on first and second for the Red Leafs. So Davy Duke moves up to second base. Zagari is on first. Both reach base with similar singles to center field. Laura Winters, the first baseman, comes to the plate, right-handed hitter. Her first at-bat of the fall exhibition season. These teams can play exhibition games and scrimmage games. There's a fair number of restrictions at the same time as there's openness in these types of games. As I mentioned, that the substitution is free. Players can come out of the game as the coaches want to see have to see them out there for various reasons. The score is somewhat irrelevant because they don't count in the standings or anything like that. But on the restriction side of things, the UBC plays in the NAIA of the Cascade Conference south of the border, and Simon Fraser plays in the NCAA Division II. And so both of those conferences, just like U Sports Canada, have certain rules, and they don't want to see the players burnt out. They don't want to see them having their athletics get in front of their academics. So there's limited games they can play in the fall, and that's what today is all about. This is the first time either team has taken the field with their new rosters and new lineups. So everything's new today. The software, the hardware. And taking strike 3 as winners. And that's the end of the bottom of the first inning. Simon Fraser has outscored UBC 2-0 after 1 inning. That was thanks to a home run hit by their right fielder, Janiqua Balclean. I'll apologize now if I'm mispronouncing any names. I have the copies of the physical lineup cards But as a good example, Balcane's name is spelled B like Baker, Alcaen. And I could go Balcaen, I could go Balcaen, I'm going to call her Balcane, but again, and her name is Janique, Janique. It could be Janique, it could be Janiqua. So again, forgive me on those. I don't have the opportunity to collect the phonetic pronunciations, at least not yet in this doubleheader. And we'll try to get better on those if we're messing up anyone's first or second names. On the mound for the Red Leafs, that's the Simon Fraser team's nickname. UBC's nickname is the Thunderbirds. And on the mound for them is Julia Hansen. Everybody comes in the middle with their red and white Canadian, very Canadian looking uniforms for Simon Fraser. Hansen, as you can see, is the right-hander. Leading off for UBC in the top of the second. We're going to have to deduce a couple things here because they're not wearing numbers. The back of their helmets have numbers. This looks very much like Arsh, I'm guessing. Is this Arsh Bajwa? Can you confirm that, Thomas? Okay, good. Saw her play last year as a freshman, and she leads off the second inning with a ball to the right center field gap for a single to lead things off. She had an excellent year with UBC last year as a freshman. She didn't get as much playing time, but that's what happens when you're a rookie. But boy, did she take advantage of it. She really continued to hit her way consistently through all of her appearances. Caitlin Kim is now at the plate. She's the Thunderbirds DP or DH. She bats in the place of Shelby Kemple. Shelby Kemple often bats for herself. She's a pretty good hitter with power, as a matter of fact. But on days that she's pitching, especially in an exhibition game of this nature, they're not worried about plugging in every bat that has to be there. I'm sure they're just wanting Shelby to concentrate on her job on the pitching mound. Swing and a miss, and we will flip the lineup to the next hitter. This is Kennedy Ainge, right-handed hitter. She's playing right field today for the T-Birds. There's the T-Birds' new head coach standing at third base. That's Jennifer McKellar, stepping into some big shoes. Gord Collings, I could spend the whole doubleheader talking about his accomplishments as the UBC head coach, everything from just a better and better team that he recruited and trained each and every year that I've been watching them for the past 4 or 5 years. And he also rescued the program as things got shaky for a while back, a decade or so ago. And he's taken the team all the way to having a home field on the UBC campus. So now they're players, friends, and roommates and family can go see them on the campus, just like the boys baseball team at UBC. And appropriately, that field is named Collings Field. There's a ground ball up the middle. Going to put runners on first and second base. That should bring up Kiona Norquist with one out in this top of the second inning. We just got that confirmed by Arsh Bajwa on second base when she flipped ones, confirming to the coach she knew how many were out. Strike on the inside middle of the plate. And that's okay. If you're Kiana Norquist, you don't have to swing at every strike when there's none on you yet. You can be choosy and pick your strike. Now you got to widen things a little bit, be a little less picky. Another pitch, more or less in the same place. And now's the time where you really want to widen your zone. You want to swing at anything close. You don't want to be called out on strikes by the umpire, because you're going to get to the bench and coach is going to say, well, if the umpire did make a mistake, the pitch was too close to take a chance on. You should have swung. So it's a 1-2 count now on Keona Norquist, second baseman for the UBC Thunderbirds. High and outside, that evens the count at 2-2. Gonna compliment our man with boots on the ground there over at BD Field, Thomas Bell. I'm looking at this lovely new graphic of the scoreboard and the runners on base. There's a ball, looks like it's hit foul down the left field line. No one seems too active, so we're going to assume that's the case. Should keep the count at 2-2 and bring Keona back to the plate. Yeah. We're going to talk more about the coach you just saw there, Jenna McKellar, who has taken over for Gord Collings, and this is her first game, so to speak, although it's an exhibition. Inside the same location as that first pitch, and as they say, you either get a hit or you learn, and Keona will learn that next time up, that umpire is going to call that part of the zone because he did that throughout her at bat there, and she'll be all the better for it. Didn't really like the inside part, so you can count on Simon Fraser probably going back there. Now we go to the top of UBC's order. This is Gabby Dorvell playing third base, and she just got hit in the ribs. Looked like a changeup, so it shouldn't give her too many problems. I don't think we'll need a trainer or worry about her having to come out of the game or anything like that. But it doesn't feel good. And now, coming to the plate is, with the bases loaded, I believe. That brings up Caitlin Eng, number 9. She plays first base for the T-Birds. Makes sense. Got a tall frame. Wonder if she can play first with the prowess of Vladdy Guerrero. You know, everyone knows him for his bat, but I was watching the highlights last night. He made some great defensive plays. Here's a ball to the left side. A little easy flip to second base will end the threat for UBC. They leave 3 runners stranded, but they threatened, that's for sure. So that is a fielder's choice, the flip from 6 to 4 on your scorebook if you are a person that keeps score watching this game. And as we head into the bottom of the second inning, so far in this exhibition game between Simon Fraser and UBC, the Red Leafs have put a couple runs across, and the Thunderbirds have not put anything across the plate, but they did get the bases loaded, so they were 60 feet away from putting their first number on the scoreboard in this exhibition season. I wonder if Gord Collings is at this game. I don't think he could stay away, but he's also the kind of guy. I was speaking to Jennifer McKellar this morning on her drive in from her home to UBC, where she was there before 8 o'clock, even though this game was at noon. That's the kind of effort she's putting into this. So I caught her in the car, and she said, you know, Gord is amazing. He calls her with little reminders that she knows he would want to know if he were in her shoes. She has an open phone line to him. He says, Gord says to Jen that she can call him for any time, for any reason. But at the same time, he is really making sure that she maintains her independence. This is now Jennifer McKellar's team, not Gord Collings. So I wouldn't be surprised that Gord might have stayed home. So if you're listening to us, Gord, we miss you. It's certainly unusual to not see you there after all these years, but we wish you continued success in your retirement and getting more time with your family and all those kinds of great things that come with what you have certainly earned. And if you're at the field, I bet you he's like over the right field corner and behind a tree or something so that no one can see him. That's something he would want to do because he wouldn't want to get in the way of what's most important, the players. And then today, this really is Jennifer McKellar's first time she's on the field in uniforms with the umpires and with another team. It's not, this game doesn't count for anything because it's not a game, it's an exhibition. But still, I know Gord would want to give her center stage that she is due as well. So up for the Simon Fraser team now is already a pinch hitter, and this is going to happen all day long today. So if I get anyone's name wrong, I'm going to apologize right now because the coaches have free will to put anyone up that they feel like it. So this is number 11, and that means, digging up my Simon Fraser roster here, if you can bear with me. I have 3 copies of the UBC roster, and my Simon Fraser roster has gone the place where, like, you know, your sock goes missing in the dryer and the Tupperware lids tend to not match up. This is what's happening. 3 UBC rosters, and searching through my pile here for the only version I have of the Simon Fraser rosters. Keep battling number 11. We'll get this straight. The batter scheduled to hit this inning was Avery Barker, number 10. And maybe this is her. Maybe the view I've got. Maybe, Thomas, you can help me out. Is this number 10 or number 11 at the plate? Of course, the difficult thing about female players, it's number 12. Okay, we've got that. That was Megan Duclos. Okay. Megan, get yourself an infield single. And now we are back to the top of the original order. And here's another hitter that I was just about to mention. One of the difficulty of female softball is the girls that have long hair, and the hair just hangs right over the number, so you're never 100% sure you've got the right batter. I wish they'd put their numbers on their shoulders just to make it easy for guys who are sitting in my seat right now. This, though, I believe is Cadence Dabrowski. She reached first and scored in the previous inning. Down at first base, you are looking at Megan Duclos, number 12. I had her mistaken for 11. Sorry about that. What a backdrop on this ballpark. You got really a nice flow of greenery, trees, nice for the hitters especially. The trees act as what's called a hitter's eye. In other words, they can see the ball coming out of that nice dark background with the ball being bright greenish yellow. There you see Duclos on first. And that's Barker, Avery Barker on second. She reached base before Duclos, so Simon Fraser threatening already. Nobody out here in this bottom of the second. So again, you can see Megan Duclos on first base. Second base is Avery Barker. So Bransky is the first out of the inning. And up the plate now is Janiqua Balkane, number 23, who we are 99% sure she's the one that hit the home run that have put the only 2 runs of this game across the plate so far. We had to deduce that because we didn't have the hardware and software that's all brand new hitting every piston. So we just looked at what we had left, who was up at the plate, etc., and we concluded that she is the owner of that home run in her first at-bat. Maybe she'll prove it to us by hitting another one right now. Hard shot up the middle. Looked like it might have been a double play. They went to second and forced the runner out there. Went to first trying to turn 2, but while they were doing that, Duclos decided to risk it with 2 outs and score, and she has succeeded. So she has put the 3rd run on the board this afternoon for Simon Fraser. So at first base on the fielder's choice is Janiqua Balkane. Out at second, that would have been Megan Duclos, sorry. And the runner that scored was Avery Barker. She's the one that took the chance. Once the first out was forced at second, what's the harm? I'll go home. And when the transition of the double play wasn't executed to get that last out, Barker scored easily. So Barker has scored the third run across the plate for Simon Fraser today. Abby McGlynn is at the plate right now. She struck out in an earlier at bat. None of the statistics or results of this game matter, so I'm just giving you information. It's not like you need to start punching calculators. You see on first base, looks like that was a pinch runner. A fly ball towards left center field. Ball falls in. Bringing up to the plate, Kristen Davy Duke. She lined a single to center field in her earlier at bat. So you see at 200 on, that's a foul ball. Around first comes, or around second comes McGlynn, but she'll have to retreat back to first base. We have Abby McGlynn on first, and on second base, that's Janiqua Balkane. She reached on a fielder's choice while McGlynn singled on a fly ball to left field. And second base is a pinch runner, number 7 for Balkane. Try to dig out that SFU roster here. Okay, so the pinch runner is Brianna Beardsall. That's at second base. And the runner on first remains Abby McGlynn. Now number 2 is out there, and that is Annika Jansen. So again, in these games that are exhibition, there's free substitution. So we're going to see players coming in and out in a more rapid situation than you would if it was a regular season contest. So just to get our runners straight, at second base then is number 2, that's Annika Jansen, and at first base is Brianna Beardsall. Throwdown after the pitch, that was a close play. That's Olivia Molescu behind the plate for the Thunderbirds. Left-handed catcher, you don't see that very much, but it makes no difference to her. She'll throw at anybody, anytime. She's got a quick release and a strong arm. And I like the idea of throwing at the runner who is on first base versus second, because they would expect you to be worried more about the lead runner. Strike 3 on Davy Duke. That ends the inning for SFU. They were able to score another run that inning. They've scored a total of 3 in this exhibition game so far, while UBC has not put anyone across yet, but they did threaten in the second inning. We'll see what they can do in the top of the third. Stick around. Go get yourself a juice. Thank you to LaBelle Fleur Floral Boutique, who is the proud sponsor of UBC softball. They are the signature sponsor. They pretty well put everything you're seeing and hearing in front of you. And as a parent of a couple of players who have played abroad, I sure appreciate streamed baseball and softball.
dealing with overheating.
We don't have that problem here in Ontario. It's cold here today. Cold and looks like rain coming soon. So you're a victim of your own great weather. So UBC bats here in the top of the third inning of game one of an exhibition doubleheader. I believe this is Hannah Hansen at the plate. She's playing center field today.
Yeah, the sun is beating right down on a lot of my camera lens.
Okay.
And I'm trying to figure out which cameras are up and running so that I switch between those cameras.
I got that.
Soon I'll go out and see them up and see if I can fix a few of them. Do you know what the count is coming?
The count is 0-1, except I think there's been 3 pitches. Hannah Hansen has at least a couple of strikes on her now. Inside, and that's going to be a walk. It was full count before that pitch. And UBC gets their leadoff batter on base, which is what you want a leadoff batter to do for you. Even though she's the number 3 hitter in the lineup, she was the leadoff hitter this inning, and sometimes your hitting plan changes. There's a fly ball to left side of the infield, caught into the shallow left field by the Simon Fraser shortstop, Cassidy Affelt. That's 1 out. Remaining on first is Hannah Hansen, UBC center fielder. At the plate now comes their catcher, Olivia Walesky. Oh, she liked that one. It would have been called a ball, but sometimes when you get that fastball up in your eyes, it just looks so big like a beach ball, you want to swing at it. And it happens to major leaguers, not just UBC catchers. Olivia is a very aggressive hitter. She's not up there looking for a walk. She's always looking to hit the ball hard somewhere. On first is the leadoff hitter this inning, Hannah Hansen. She drew a walk. There's 1 out. Walesky at the plate with a 1-1 count. Swings, hits a soft liner that might drop into left field. And it's going to for a nice base hit, putting runners at their first and second. It's a way to do it. When the pitcher throws it outside, you take what the pitcher gives you, and you hit it where it's pitched. So all you do is just wait a little bit longer for that ball to get towards the catcher, and the mathematics or the bat angle will take care of things from there. Looks like we had a ball hit up the middle. Our screen has gone dark for just a second.
Okay, so I will. It wasn't hit up the middle. The camera.
Okay. So that no, I can see the play now, Thomas. Just so you know, Arsh is at the plate, so that must have loaded the bases. It was hit too hard probably for Hansen to score from second base. Okay, let's reset here. Hansen is on second base. Olivia Walesky was at first base. And now with probably a couple of outs, we've got a pinch runner from Walesky so she can get her catcher's gear on and whatnot. Coming to the plate now is left-handed hitter, Caitlin Kim. So Bajwa was the second out of the inning. Kim has runners first and second. On the mound is Juliet Hansen. 4, Simon Fraser. And we are going to see a play at the plate, and the throw short hops the catcher, and Hannah Hansen scores a run on the RBI single, hit by Caitlin Kim. It was a good throw from the outfield, but it the catcher for the Red Leafs, and that's of course Cadence Dobransky, had a hard time making the pick because as strong a throw it was, it just landed about 2 or 3 feet before the plate, and she tried to short hop it but wasn't able to get her hands on it. That put Hansen in to score. Leaves runners on the corners for UBC. Molescu must be at third now, and of course at first will be Caitlin Kim with her RBI single. Looks like Kim got the second on that, actually. As the throw went home, she would have advanced the base, so we've got runners at second and third for the Thunderbirds. At the plate is Kennedy Ainge. Kennedy singled in her previous at-bat. Nice level swing. Looks like the count is 0-2 on Ainge. And she chases a strike that was just too close to pass up. Might have called that strike 3. It was just about the height of her belt. So again, a couple of strikes on Ainge with runners on second and third. Base hit here could equalize the run score between the two teams. Ball's in the dirt. If you've just joined us or recently joined us, this is an exhibition doubleheader today, so we're going to have a lot of players in and out, more than you'd see in a regular season game. The score is, you'll see it on the scoreboard, but it's really just a tally of runs that the teams have put across because people that tuned in want to see how it's going. But of course, these two games have no bearing on anything. They're just a chance for the teams to get out of the practice mode, put on the uniforms, get some umpires out there, and let's see how things are shaking so far. I asked UBC head coach Jenna McKenna what her hopeful takeaways were as she was heading into this first exhibition doubleheader with her new tenure here at UBC as the head coach. This fly ball's hit towards right field, and it's going to be caught, and the inning is over. So Ainge flies out to right field. We'll now head to the bottom of the third inning of this first game of the exhibition doubleheader. As I was saying, Jennifer McKellar, in her first effort to see her team in uniform and playing by the rules to the degree of an exhibition game will take you. Last inning, for example, 2 runners were on and both had pinch runners for them. And you'll see this going on all day at this doubleheader. So we might miss a name or 2 or 3. Forgive us for that. But the coaches have extra liberties when the games don't mean anything. Jennifer answered that question by saying, I hope they they overplay. I hope they play with confidence. That was her first choice when she was explaining what she wanted to see taken away from the doubleheader today. She wanted to see her players play with the confidence that they should play with because she really is high on the talent on this roster for UBC this year. Own your mistakes. If it doesn't work out your way, then just learn from it. And if the same opportunity comes your way in a later inning or the second game today, you'll perform it right. She wants the team to be proud. She wants to leave today with confidence in the team based on what she's seen so far in their hard work at practice and their ethics. She hopes the girls learn a lot. She wants the girls to enjoy the weather on this basically perfect day for softball. And she hopes they leave with lots of questions. And I asked her to expand on that. And, the girls are not only trying to figure out their own swings and mechanics and what works and what doesn't work, what to do in the on-deck circle, all those individual things, but also team tactics, right? You've got different players now playing in different spots. You've got a lot of things going on. So lots of questions means they care and they want to keep learning. I could not think of a better collective answer from a brand new head coach here at UBC. Batting now for Simon Fraser is number 13, Cassidy Effel. She's playing shortstop for them today. Takes a high strike, or a high ball, excuse me, properly called by the plate umpire. That makes the count 2-1 on Effel. She has struck out in her first appearance at the plate today, and this is her second at bat here in the bottom of the third inning. Simon Fraser's the home team. You can see Canada's NCAA team on the left field fence. That's the only university in Canada that plays in any division of the NCAA, our friends south of the border. They are a Division II school and compete very well. Gets her hands turned, Effel does, on a inside fastball, and bloops it into right center field for a base hit to lead off the inning. It's the third time in 3 innings that the Red Leafs have put their leadoff batter on. Coming to the plate now is number 8, Katie Zagari. The UBC Thunderbirds also play in a U.S. conference called the Cascade Conference, but that's not in the NCAA, that's in the NAIA, another very competitive conference, a couple of national champions in recent years. UBC ended their season last year by knocking out of the season-ending championship the previous conference and national champions. So that made UBC feel pretty good to accomplish that. Strike on the outside high corner. This is still Shelby Kemple pitching for UBC. If you can't see Shelby's number, it's not because of her long hair, it's because they're not wearing numbers today. This is an exhibition game, so it's not as, it lacks a lot of the formality of a regular season game. There's a stolen base for Cassidy Effel. Agile shortstop, picks the right time to go. Molescu, the UBC catcher, didn't really even have a chance to make the throw. She didn't want to waste it and sail it into center field and maybe give away another 360 feet. She knew she wasn't going to be able. The runner had a great jump on that. So with the open stance, you're looking at Katie Zagari at the plate. 1-1 count. She's got a teammate on second base. Ground ball at the middle. And now we're going to have a hot box. They call this a pickle. Kemple wisely throws it to the third baseman for UBC. That's Gabby Dorval. And that way, no matter what happens from there, it can't be worse than the way things started out, because if anything, the runner would have gotten back to second base. But Dorval, with her quick feet, chased the runner. The runner tried to fake like she was going to do it, but it just didn't work. So Cassidy Effel, who stole second, was out on the 1-5 throw from Shelby Kemple to Gabby Dorval, and then Dorval chased the runner back to second, tagging Effel. There wasn't enough time for the batter of the ball, Katie Zagari, who reached first on a fielder's choice, but wasn't able to get to second base in time. If you're a runner who gets caught like that, you want to stay in that hot box as long as you can and try to get the person that hit the ball to second base, which doesn't make your team suffer as much because you still have a runner in scoring position. And basically, the mistake was excusable because as a runner on second in softball, you generally go to third as the ball's hit to your left, and you stay at second if the ball's hit to your right. And as you can see, where she would have been positioned as a runner, the ball was hit to her left, but it was snagged by the pitcher, Kemple, helping herself defensively and getting out that lead runner in the hot box. Laura Winters now steps up to the plate for Simon Fraser. Strike right down the middle. You don't see the scoreboard on this, again, because the games don't mean anything. They're exhibition games, but you'll see the FYI scoreboard put on by Thomas Bell. Ground ball to the right side. And the UBC defense, again, is able to get the lead runner. So that's a big play right there, because with a runner left on first base where you see Laura Winters now, it still takes basically 2 hits to score her. So by going from the right side to second base to get the lead runner, who was Katie Zagari, that keeps UBC in a situation where they're in less danger. It still takes a couple of hits to score Winters right now, and there's 2 outs. Strike called. This is Avery Barker at the plate. She singled in her previous time up today. Molescu, she says, you don't be taking an extra step on me, because I'm going to test you. And at least if I don't get you out, I'm going to get you dirty. And as the pinch runner comes in now for Winters, Winters plays first base, so normally wouldn't have a pinch runner at this point in the game, but again, being an exhibition doubleheader, all kinds of substitutions are allowed today that wouldn't be allowed in a regular game. 2 outs, Shelby with the pitch, and Keppel gets Barker to pop up. Dorval from third base comes over and takes charge, swallows the ball, and the inning is over. No runs crossed the plate for the first time in 3 innings today for Simon Fraser. They were able to plate a couple in the first inning with a home run by Janiqua Balkane. They plated a Avery Barker. Feet to center field. Well, that ball's clocked into left center field. I don't think it's going to be caught. And that ball was not caught. That scores a run. In comes Megan Duclos for Simon Fraser on the very well hit ball by Abby McGlynn. That got out in a hurry. That's one of those where you want to know what was the exit speed, because metrics and analytics are taking over the game right now, but it did get out there in a hurry. Certainly didn't give the left fielder for UBC, Ars Bajwa, or the center fielder Hannah Hansen time to get over and catch it. So Shelby Kemple now pitching against number 15, Kristen Davy-Duke.
Hey, Tom, I just having some more technical difficulties. So, look at the score right at
I think Simon Fraser just scored their fourth run on that ball hit to left center field, so it should be 4-2.
And I'm still dealing with it.
Okay. Are there any runners on base right now? Is there a runner on first?
Part of the difficulty, I did lose the audio for you for a few minutes, but I could see you kept on talking.
Yeah, I didn't know when they would click back.
I had no way to tell you that.
No, I could hear you say it. I just didn't know. I figured I'd just keep talking to, that way whenever it did click back, I'd be going, so.
Okay. I'll give you a minute here. I lost one of my critical cameras here. So we'll try and get it back up.
If you've just joined us, or if you had a bit of a technical glitch that we just suffered, audio and video, but we seem to be back on board, welcome. We're glad you joined us. It's too bad you couldn't get yourself out to watch the game in person, because it looks like an absolutely perfect day here at BD Field on the Simon Fraser campus and on the side of Burnaby Mountain in British Columbia. Their opponent is the University of British Columbia Thunderbirds team from about 45 minutes west towards the ocean. And they're going to play each other 2 games today. maybe again this spring. They have teams in the NCAA Division II like Simon Fraser, and in the NAIA like University of British Columbia. On top of the U Sport rules that govern athletics, they have to comply with the rules of those two USA conferences. And so they're only allowed a handful of exhibition games, scrimmages, inter squads, things like that. I don't dare try to quote what they amount to because there's a lot of restrictions and rules, and both coaches, of course, don't want to jeopardize anything because it's such a privilege to play in those two conferences. So they obey by the rules. That's why this is an exhibition doubleheader. That's why you don't see numbers on the UBC players' backs. It just doesn't matter. You do see a scoreboard. Simon Fraser has played at 4 runs so far in this contest, and UBC a pair. It's just for viewers' information. It doesn't amount to a win or a loss or anything such. Ground ball to shortstop. That was hit by Olivia Molescu, and they get her at first base. For a catcher, she's got pretty good wheels, but she just hit it too hard. Up to the plate now is Ars Bajwa, number 8 for the British Columbia team. She's playing left field today. She's had a couple of nice at-bats, a single to deep right center field. And here she is now. That's the, we have 1 out now here in the top of the 5th, UBC being the visitors. CR is very, very calm at the plate. She takes a very rhythmic swing. I had the chance to see her last year in her freshman campaign, and you could tell she was going to be a very promising and productive player for this program. This is only her 2nd year now. Look how comfortable she looks in the box. Look at that. Great bat head speed, checking herself after the way Vladdy Guerrero does. Sometimes you see Guerrero pushing his hands. I should have followed through on that better, or I started my swing too early. You always see him talking to himself and physically making the motions that he wants to make, and that's a pretty mature hitting style by Ars right here. Pops up an inside pitch that might or might not have been called strike 3. The catcher for Simon Fraser, Cadence Dabrowski, thought it left the park, but it didn't go very high, and it stayed in the park, and by the time she realized it, she made a stab at it, but just wasn't able to catch it. It was foul, so it's nothing but a strike. Bajwa does not get tricked on that. But that's a smart pitch to throw when you have a pitcher's count like that. Never a bad idea to throw it up with the letters up in the eyes of the hitter. Sometimes hitters go chasing things. There's a normal strike thrown. As Bajwa rips it towards center field, and she's got herself. Oh, I thought that ball might have landed in, but no, she's out on that play. Good swing with 2 strikes. Expect a lot from her this season and in the following couple of years. I really like the way she approaches things. Caitlin Kin comes to the plate, the left-handed batter for the UBC Thunderbirds. She's had a single in her only trip to the plate so far today. Watches strike 1 go by. Kind of low and outside. She didn't care for it.
Well, I'm back. I'm so used to looking at wires and cables and overheating. And my next big
I'm not laughing at the hit. I'm laughing at Thomas Bell. If you were experiencing a glitch there, Thomas just explained to me on this sort of separate line we have that it wasn't a battery. It wasn't. The sun is so hot there today, several of the cameras are out of commission. It's like when your cell phone says, you left me on the front seat or on the dashboard of your car. I'm too hot to work for you. And some of his cameras are out that way. But as it turned out, when he was looking at all the suspected answers, he just happened to hit the on-off button by accident. So we'll chalk one up on the error board for Thomas on that one. And up at the plate now for UBC is Kennedy Ainge. On first base is Caitlin Kim, who singled. Got a pair of those now today. Ainge also has a single to her credit. That had to be a strike. Yes, it was, right down the middle. Ainge might have been guessing something soft there, like the pitcher was ahead, so she might have been thinking, I'm going to get a change-up or some kind of a downer curveball, and the fastball surprised her. That ball hit well to right field. Both fielders converging, but the ball is caught, and that ends the inning on a well-hit ball by Kennedy Ainge. The Thunderbirds don't score in the inning. You leave one runner stranded on one hit. And as we enter the bottom of the fifth, the Simon Fraser University Red Leafs will be batting. And for your information, if you're keeping track of the score, because this is only an exhibition game, SFU has doubled UBC so far. They've scored 4, and UBC has scored 2 up to this point in this first of 2 exhibition games today at Beatty Field on Simon Fraser's lovely campus. You can call me Tommy V. I'm doing the easy part today, just watching and talking it through with you. And the guy doing all the grunt work is Tommy B. That's Thomas Bell. Thomas is an amazing guru of cables and wires and electronics and television, and I don't know how he does it, but he fires up about 8 or 10 cameras and pulls switches and changes angles, and I am just happy and quite honestly honored to take this role to just relieve his multitasking a little bit by not having to do the play-by-play as well. So Thomas, it's great to be with you, and thanks for all the hard work you're doing behind the scenes. He even put up a new scoreboard this year. Look at that graphic up in the top left corner. And these broadcasts, even though we're at Simon Fraser University, as you can see on their scoreboard, this is the UBC crew who has come over to Simon Fraser today because they weren't streaming this game, and UBC decided to do it. So thanks to La Belle Fleur, or Flower. I think it's got both the English and the French word for flower in the name of that. Excellent business. There they are. The Floral Boutique. La Belle Fleur Floral Boutique. There you go. My French is not great, so forgive me on that.
Change for UBC, Lindsay Bell.
And as we get into the bottom of the fifth, and thinking that Simon Fraser might only have 2 more at-bats if they retain the lead, therefore Jennifer McKellar has changed her pitcher from Shelby Kemple, and this looks like Lindsay Bell on the mound. That's definitely a different pitcher. I can tell by the glove, first of all. I don't remember. Now we can see Lindsay's face. It's definitely her. With no numbers on the uniforms, with similar dark hair covering what would be a number, with both pitchers right-handed, I had to guess a little bit. But no, that's definitely Lindsay Bell. She's got a little more velocity than what Shelby Kemple was bringing to the table today. Kemple's a more experienced pitcher. Kemple is a pitcher who works location and changes her speeds and whatnot. Bell, I've seen a little bit of her over the last couple of years. She's more, here's what I got, you try to hit it. And the moment you start proving you can hit my fastball, well, then I'll go to my bag of tricks and I'll throw some other stuff at you. And you know what? It's not a bad approach because she's got a dandy fastball. Not only good velocity, but great movement on the way to the plate. Kind of runs, it kind of tails like a screwball. See that? Starts over the middle of the plate, finishes outside. I think that should have been called a strike, but I can't really see the plate as well as the umpire, so we'll forgive him on that. Bell is a fierce worker at her craft. She pitches all summer. She's got a pitching coach, and there's her first strikeout of the day. That was Katie Zagari, by the way, at the plate for Simon Fraser, if my lineup is correct. Although in just a second when I see the next hitter, I believe Laura Winters should be now coming to the plate. Yeah, this is Winters. So Katie Zagari, for the first time today, Simon Fraser does not get their leadoff batter on. Lindsay Bell has replaced Shelby Kemple on the mound for the Thunderbirds. Bell going pretty well with all fastballs so far. Kind of a Alex Manoah approach like he did yesterday for the Blue Jays. inside purpose pitch there. Just making sure that Laura Winters and the girls who are watching from the Red Leafs bench don't get too comfortable in that batter's box, because she'll come inside on you, and you don't want to get hit by that fastball. Straight ground ball off of Bell's left thigh. That's probably going to turn out to be a base hit. No, they actually were able to rebound and get her out. Gabby Dorval. So that's going to be, if you were keeping score, you would actually give Bell a credit for an assist. So it would be a 1-5-3 out at first base. So good for Bell for keeping her body in front of the ball, and luckily deflecting it right to Gabby Dorval, who went on to first base. By chance, that might have been the UBC shortstop, Shea Seaver. I'm not sure, but it was definitely rebounded off her right thigh to the left side. Ground ball to the right side this time. And that gets into the hole, enough for a base hit for Avery Barker. Well, that would have been a quick inning for Bell. She's only thrown about 5 pitches this whole inning so far. Runner on first. Lindsay Bell delivering for the Thunderbirds. He right on the corner. Trying to get a glimpse of that hitter's number. It looks like a pinch hitter to me. I think it's number 16. And if it is 16, that would be Nevada Johnson. Now there's a softball name for you. Okay, that's not a 16, that's an 18. Thank you, Thomas B. That's Amy Hughes at the plate. Sorry about that. Nevada. I'm sure we'll get to see you hit a bit later on. There's a shot out towards center field. It should be caught. And the inning's over. Lindsay Bell puts up a 0. Oh wait, that wasn't the third out of the inning. My bad. I only see one runner still on second base. So we had a strikeout. We had the ground ball that went off the pitcher to the third base. But now we got a left-hander up. So this is Duclos. So 18 must have pinch hit for Avery Barker, I think. Because this is 12 Duclos, who likes to do just what she's doing. She is one of those pesky players. She can start her steps towards first while she kind of tries to slap hit the ball. She can bunt it to the third base side or the first base side. And right now, this is exactly what the UBC infielders are going to talk about. How are we going to figure this girl out today? Duclos has reached base both times, scored once. She just showed them that she's got a bunt. Out comes Jennifer McKellar, the head coach of UBC, to say, okay, let's talk about this. We're going to face hitters like this. What are we going to do? If I was McKellar right now, I'd say shortstop, move in. Don't wait 2 hops, because you're not going to throw her out. Is she going to try to bunt again? If she does, she's probably going to try to bunt it to the first base side. So first baseman, let's get you moved in. And, you know, just like major leaguers will do these shifts nowadays, softball players have to think the same way. What is this hitter's? They're creatures of habit, and this one is a nasty one. She'll slap it. She'll bunt it. There goes that attempted slap. So hopefully the shortstop is playing in. We'll get a clear look that was number 18. Avery Barker was pinch hit for by Amy Hughes. This might be a case where this exhibition format shows itself, because I believe we've had 3 outs already in this inning, and maybe the coaches might have agreed, for example, hey, I'll give you 4 outs this inning, and that way let's play 1 inning less, or hey, I might not get this pitcher in another inning, let's give her an extra batter. You never know, and these are the kinds of things that exhibition games are great for, because I'm pretty sure that Zagari struck out to lead off the inning. Winters grounded out. Hughes singled, and then I thought we had another out in there. But anyway, it doesn't matter because it's exhibition. And there's a walk. But that kid will find her way onto base. And now we are going to go up to the top of the order to number 6, Cadence Dobransky. Runners on first and second. And there's a shot in the left center field. She took the heat of Bell's fastball and converted it off her bat. That's going to bring home a run. And the runners move to second and third. It was a single, but she advanced on the throw to home. Dobransky did, so there's an RBI for her. Scoring, therefore, would be Amy Hughes, and moving to third base would be Megan Duclos. Yeah, runners at second and third. Let's consider it 2 outs. Janiqua Balkane is at the plate. That doesn't make things any easier for Lindsay Bell. Balkane has hit 1 ball over the fence today and 1 ball to the warning track. So that's probably why Bell decided to start her off with something soft. Bell had been going mainly with fastballs, but she has seen through Shelby Kemple that the fastball doesn't scare her away. 2-0 count now. Now, I don't know if they would go to this far of, level of thinking, because it's not a regular season game, but given the day that this player has had so far, given that there's 2 outs, given that there's runners on second and third, I would give her nothing good to swing at. So if she walks, who cares? And that's exactly what happened. She got an outside high fastball she couldn't lay off, grounded it to short. Shea Seaver throws her in at first. Inning over. Simon Fraser scores a run on a couple of hits. And after 5 complete innings, assuming we're going to play a full 7, but you never know with exhibitions, we have Simon Fraser plated 6 runs so far, and UBC 2. And it looks like they are going to take the field, or are they warming up? Oh no, they're just warming up for the next inning. Okay. We don't quite know what the coaches are intending on today. It's called a doubleheader of exhibition games, but that could mean one game is 5 and one is 7, or both are going to be 7. You never know. But it looks like this is just a routine preparation for the top of the 6th inning. So that'll bring UBC back up to the plate. I believe Kiona Norquist, the number 9 hitter, will lead off for UBC. I think we have a new pitcher in. No, that's Julia Hansen still throwing for Simon Fraser. For 25. Checking my roster for number 25, I have a 22. Oh yeah, we do have a new pitcher. This is Reese Davies who has taken the mound. That's number 25. Julia Hansen had a wonderful day on the mound. She threw 5 innings, just trying to get a rough idea of how UBC did it against her. It's like UBC had 4 hits, I'm going to say. We weren't on air in the first inning, so I don't know exactly. Possibly 5 hits after 5 innings, and Reese Davies takes over the mound now. Leading off for UBC will be the center fielder, the second baseman, Kiona Norquist. And I think that Reese Davies came in last inning, actually, because I see her pitch total's already at 9. And an infield single for Kiona Norquist. She hit it deep into the hole. Nice play by the Red Leafs shortstop, Cassidy Effel, to knock the ball down. But, of course, there was no time to get up and throw it across the field. So it'll go down as a base hit. UBC's leadoff hitter is on. Gabby Dorvell comes to the plate, the leadoff hitter for UBC. She's reached base a couple of times today. Just what you want out of a left-handed leadoff hitter. She reached on an error, and she reached when she was hit by a pitch. The count 1-2 on Gabby Dorvell. This is her third plate appearance in this game one of a exhibition doubleheader between UBC and the host, Simon Fraser. Fouls another one down the left field line. This is a very typical at-bat by Dorvell. She's not a true lefty slapper like the Megan Duclos is for Simon Fraser, but she will take the ball the other way and be very happy and content to do so. She hits from a more traditional stance, but once in a while she'll get a foot out of the box. Count is now 2-2. Dorvell gets jammed, and no time to get that. That was about a 10-foot pop-up towards the screen. But she caves in there, and this is what she does. She runs. It's not like the softball pitchers have to worry about pitch counts like baseball players do, but it is annoying, and the defense gets annoyed. And this is the kind of pesky hitter Dorvell can be. Make pitches to a lot of pitches. Get a look at everything. And there is the payoff. That's a base hit down the left field line. Or did it get foul? Yes, it did. That's the thing by fouling these pitches off. She gets a look at the drop ball. She gets a look at the fastball, gets a look at the changeup. And so really by her third plate appearance, she's not getting fooled by anything. This is now about her 7th pitch of this at bat. Might be the 8th even. Changeup outside. Makes the count full. On first base is Kiona Norquist, who singled to deep shortstop, leading off the inning. Dorvell takes it, and it's ball 4. What a great at-bat again. She's reached base 3 different times in 3 different ways, and I don't think Jennifer McKellar would be looking for anything more than that out of her leadoff hitter. Good job to Gabby. Up to the plate now is Caitlin Ng. Ng swings and miss. 1 strike with runners on first and second and nobody out. Caitlin Ng, UBC's first baseman, is at the plate, makes the count 1-1 by taking a ball. Kiona Norquist led off the inning with a single, and Gabby Dorvell had about a 8 or 9 pitch at bat, drawing a walk. This could be UBC's biggest. They did have the bases loaded in the second inning, but with 2 out. This inning, there's runners on first and second with nobody out. And there's a hit to the right field. That's going to score 1 run. And as Simon Fraser has had a bit of difficulty getting the ball in, that gives a chance for Dorvell to get to third base and Ng get to second. So UBC now has already plated 1 run without any outs so far in this 6th inning, and now has 2 runners in scoring position. Ng with a nice shot into right center field. Out to the mound is Tina Andrena, the Simon Fraser coach. So the UBC runners will run to their respective coaches and get some advice. lots of strategy going on here, but it's not so much strategy of a in-season game. It's more teaching moments right now. These are the first exhibition. This is the first exhibition game being played by both of these teams, and the coaches are choosing to take advantage of teaching moments. They can make as many trips to the mound as they like. They can substitute as freely as they like. They're just not normal softball rules, but this is the purpose of fall ball, to get the tactics down. Strike two is called. Excuse me, strike one is called on Hannah Hansen, who's up at the plate now. Caitlin Inning on second, and Gabby Dovell on third. Nobody out for UBC. Has already scored one run this inning. Hansen fouls one down the right side. Not going to be caught by anybody, but it does make it a two-strike count. Now her job, you could tell there she was trying to hit the ball to the right side, which is the job of a good hitter. But now when you have two strikes on you, you just want to hit the ball hard somewhere. Try to put it right side, left side. You can't be that picky now because you have to swing at anything that's even close. Got to put the ball on play, try to score another run. And that's exactly what she has done. Hansen drives in 2 runs, doubling to right center field. That's her second and third RBI in this exhibition game. And with 2 strikes, Hannah Hansen drives one into right center field, scores 2 runs for the Thunderbirds. That gives them a total of 5 runs on the day. So if you were counting, Simon Fraser, or actually I think Simon Fraser has 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Well, we'll figure that out, but that actually doesn't really matter. It's an exhibition game anyway. UBC, though, really showing their strength. And with still nobody out, has had 4 consecutive batters reach base. This is Shea Seaver at the plate now. He's yet to reach today with a couple of at-bats prior to this. Good eye by Seaver. Two and two count now on Shea Seaver. Big, productive 6th offensive inning here. Top of the 6th for the UBC Thunderbirds. Keona Norquist led off with a single. Gabby Doorbell walked. Caitlin Inning singled home Norquist, and then Hannah Hansen doubled home the other 2 runners to reach base. Advancing to third now is Hannah Hansen.
I know there's more technical duties.
If you get a chance, Thomas, this camera it's just a great shot with that nice building in the background, but I can't quite see the hitter. If that could be turned just a few degrees left whenever you might get a chance. So Thomas, is Shea Seaver still the hitter? A little bit of a technical glitch here for us. Exhibition game for the players, exhibition game for the audiovisual team here, trying to bring you this stream of the Simon Fraser University Red Leafs versus the hosting the UBC Thunderbirds. That's Reese Davies you see pitching for the Simon Fraser team over at first base is number 5, Laura Winters. Second base, you can see Avery Barker, although she was replaced by Amy Hughes, so I think Hughes is taken over there. Shortstop for Simon Fraser is Cassidy Effelt, and at third base is Kristen Davidout. Their catcher is Cadence Dabrowski, and you can't see the fielders, but from left to right, that would be Abby McGlynn, center field, Megan Duclos, and right field, Janiqua Balke. If I have mistaken any names or mispronounced them, I'm going to apologize for that. There's a lot of options to read some of these first and last names. I have a hard copy of the Red Leafs lineup, but I don't have the phonetic pronunciation. So try to be like me when I watch my kids on streamed games. I'm just happy to see it, and I'll take anything I can get. We'll try to get some better phonetics for the second game of this doubleheader. There's a single in the left field, going to score another run for UBC. They now have a total of 6 runs scored today in this game. We have Arsh Bajwa on first base. Arsh just singled home UBC's 4th run of the inning, giving him a total of 6 on the day. Olivia and Molescu and Shea Seaver, I couldn't see their at-bats because of the camera angle from right field. So I can only assume one of them made out and moved the runner to third, and the other made a type of out because there's the 3rd out of the inning right there. So Caitlin Kim flies out, but UBC has its most productive inning of the day, plating 4 runs here in the top of the 6th. And you can see the Simon Fraser team regrouping outside of the dugout on the first base side. I actually thought UBC would be on the first base side, given that they are the visiting team, but the home team is on the first base side. Maybe they have a little better climate. There's the UBC team in the third base dugout, and they have now taken the defensive side of the field for the upcoming bottom of the 6th inning. Behind that is the Simon Fraser University campus. This time it is right part and parcel of the wonderful complex here. Now you've got the center field view. Excellent tree line going right across. Really makes it easy for the batter to pick up the ball coming out of those dark green trees. Yet above all that is a gorgeous blue sky. We have not seen a cloud today, so it's one of those perfect days for softball. Let's play 3. What the heck? On the mound for UBC is Lindsay Bell. She came in to begin the 6th inning. She gave up a run that inning. And in the 5th inning, I should have said. This is now the bottom of 6th. Got a lot of great camera angles provided to us here by Mr. Thomas Bell, who plugs in all the plugs and the cables and electrics and batteries. And I don't know how you do it, but thank you for giving us all of these sweet angles. Sometimes when you watch streams, you get someone's laptop sitting behind the backstop and nothing else. This is a big time.
They would know, but half the cameras are actually out at the moment.
and there's another 4 or 5 cameras that Thomas has lost to the hot sun of Burnaby today. Okay, leading off this bottom of the 6th inning is Abby McGlynn, the left fielder. She's had a couple of singles to her credit today. Foul down the left field line. No one's going to get that one. Lindsay Bell on the mound for the Thunderbirds. I believe the total runs scored today for UBC is 6, and for Simon Fraser is 5 or 6. And I'm iffy on that only because we joined a little bit late today. We've had a couple of short outages due to the hot sun there, due to batteries and whatnot, and also this is a remote broadcast. Thomas Bell has boots on the ground there, but I'm watching the video that you're seeing, and but I'm doing it from about 4,000 kilometers away. So could mistakes have been made? Absolutely. But we'll see. And that score doesn't matter that much because, again, these games are both exhibition games today. We're just providing the score for you viewers to, because otherwise you'd be asking. There's unlimited substitutions, unlimited trips to the mound, unlimited changes of any nature. It's just like two teams practicing, but they're practicing against each other. Ground ball to the left side. Is it on time? And the umpire says, yes, it was. Shea Seaver had to go to her backhand to pick that ball and got rid of it quick enough to throw out the speedy runner, Abby McGlynn. This bang, bang play. Up now is Kristen Davy Duke. Davy Duke has reached on a single earlier today. She's the third baseman for the Red Leafs. Strike called.
So what is the count?
Gotta check the uniform number. This is still Davy Duke, so it's gotta be full by now. Ball put into play on the right side. And it's through for a base hit, going for 2, and she is safe at second base. Davy Duke drives herself a double. And shortstop Cassidy Effeld comes to the plate. Other left-handed hitter. Abby McGlynn led off with a bang-bang play as she was thrown out of first base by Thunderbird shortstop Shea Seaver. Davy Duke just doubled. That's who you see leading off of second base there. And Cassidy Effeld is at the plate. Effeld has a single to her credit already today. Pitching for the Thunderbirds, Lindsay Bell fires a fastball just on the outside corner. Strike. Tough pitch to hit, even if Effeld chose to swing at it. Change-up. Just outside, the change-up part of it worked. The hitter was, Effeld was up on her front foot, but luckily for her, she didn't have to swing at a strike. She would not have gotten to it. Swing and a miss, strike 3. So Lindsay Bell with 2 out and a runner on second, trying to keep Simon Fraser off the board for the inning here. At the plate now is Laura Winters. Or excuse me, Katie Zagari. Winters is on deck. Zagari has reached base a couple of times today. She's batting for the Simon Fraser pitcher, who is currently Reese Davies. Davies replaced Julie Hansen, who started and threw 4 good innings for Simon Fraser. Shelby Kemple started on the mound for the Thunderbirds, and she was replaced by Lindsay Bell in this her second inning, and that's who's about to deliver a pitch right now. at the knees, called a strike. Stump's been pretty consistent. He's had a strike zone on, I would say, on the generous side. Excuse my phone from ringing again. All right, here we are back. Lindsay Bell trying to get out of a hitter's count, 1-2, or pitcher's count, excuse me. Ground ball again to Seaver, should end the inning, and no, it was not on time. So that puts runners at the corners. High hopper. Yeah, the base runner kind of got in the way of Seaver, and things just weren't on time. That was a bang call going the other way, the way of the Red Leafs. So that puts runners on first and third on the infield single, and this brings up Laura Winters. We talked about Jennifer McKellar and mentioned the head coach, McKellar, of course, the new head coach of UBC, and we mentioned Tina Andriana, excuse me, the head coach of the Red Leafs. She's a former Canadian national team pitcher and was named head coach of the Simon Fraser program back in 2019. Prior to SFU, she was an assistant coach with 3 different NCAA programs since finishing her playing career at Oregon State, which ended in 2013. Grounder to the mound, this should end the inning. And Lindsay Bell puts up a 0 for UBC. And as we enter what should be the final inning of this game, unless they're going to call it at 6, let's watch the actions on the field here. And it looks like, excuse me, I didn't get time to hit the mute button on that sneeze. There's an E for me, Thomas Bell. That's put me on the scoreboard for sneezing on air. Yeah, they're going to play the 7th inning here. UBC is getting together again, talking over things that happened. The coaches in exhibition games like this, what they want to do is they want to teach in the moment. They don't want to wait till the practice on Monday, because they're probably going to take or Tuesday. They might take a day off after playing 2 games today. They want to teach in the moment. So every single inning, you see both teams getting together in front of the dugout, talking through at bats as well as defensive miscues that might have happened. Hey, you've got to be the cutoff man on that play, not her. Hey, you should have been backing up that base. So you've got to teach it now so that these exhibition games serve their purpose and get their team tactics collectively in order, as well as, of course, their individual comfort at the plate and on their positions. Some of them might be playing new defensive positions. So there's lots to talk about. Exhibition games are just tremendously valuable. So as we enter the 7th inning here, and what should be the final inning of Game 1 of this exhibition doubleheader, we were talking a little bit about the career of Tina Andriana. As a student athlete, she was a 3-year starting pitcher for Oregon State. From 2011 to 13, she helped the Beavers with back-to-back NCAA regional appearances. That is no easy task in those 2 years, 12 and 13, in addition to earning a Pac-10 honorable mention selection in 2011. How about that for credentials? There's that SFU roster I was looking for. Boy, now we're really set for Game 2. So leading off here in the top of the 7th for UBC is right-handed hitter it's Keona Norquist. Oddly enough, the 9th hitter in the order, but this is the 3rd time today she's led off an inning. So it just goes to show the people that put so much time and effort and interest and criticism and quarterbacking from your couch on the lineup. You know, you only bat leadoff one time. You only bat third one time, and then it's going to be depending on how your team does. So you can really overanalyze those things. Here we've got Gabby Dorvell coming to the plate now, and she's had a great day for UBC. She's reached base 3 times in 3 different ways, but yet she's only been the leadoff hitter once. That was in the first inning, while Norquist just did it for the 3rd time, and that's the way softball goes sometimes. So Norquist draws a walk. Gabby Dorvell, as she likes to do, uses the whole ballpark. She does not want outfielders shifting on her. She'll hit it to the left field corner. She'll pull it to the right field corner. She'll tinker with your mind. She might drop a bunt. You just never know. I wouldn't be surprised to see her. It's a good thing to try right now with a strike. No one's expecting it. Got a runner on first. She takes a high ball for a 1-1 count. Dorval in any given game will probably this year be the player who is on the receiving end of the most pitches. She's patient. She has a good eye. She fouls a lot of balls off. That ball is hit to the left side. That's going to be foul, but not caught, so she'll return to her position. Or was it caught? That ball was caught in foul territory. All right, well, they finally got you right, Gabby. They've seen you hit it over there enough, and they decided to capitalize it and play over towards the line. So Dorval is out for the first time today. And up to the plate now is Caitlin Eng with a runner on first and 1 out. Eng has reached base a couple of times today. She scored in the 6th inning. She came home on the double hit by Hannah Hansen. Swing and a miss for Caitlin Eng. Eng hits a soft fly ball into shallow center field. That's taken by the second baseman. The center fielder was too deep to get it. So that makes 2 outs. And UBC is going to leave this up to Hannah Hansen to try to bring home the run. Fiona Norquist was considering tagging and maybe trying to pull a sneaky advance to second, but that didn't work out. She remains at first base. Hansen hits it to the right side. And that is the inning. All right, so the Thunderbirds strand a runner, even though Norquist reached base for yet another time, batting as a leadoff hitter in an inning, despite her 9th place in the order. Hansen is out, so I don't think we would go extras. The score is either 6-5 UBC if you were totaling, or 6-6. Now we're showing a line score right across, so it appears to be their totals are 6 and 5.
Doesn't look like they're in there. Keep going.
Yeah, so Simon Fraser is going to bat either tied or behind 1, so that makes sense. I don't think if the score wound up tied that they would go into extra innings. Of course, you can't have a tie softball game, but you can when they're exhibition games. So I think the coaches just want to get, the batters some at-bats, the defenders some time with their positions, the pitchers some innings. And given that there's another game to follow, if this game finishes tied, I'm quite sure they would not go into extra innings. But, hey, I'm not the coach. I don't know. These two, Tina Andriana and Jen McKellar might just be so competitive they say, hey, wait a minute. It's an exhibition. Let's practice extra innings in this exhibition. So I guess you never know. Leading off for the Simon Frasers, the Red Leafs, is going to be, let's see if Barker comes back to the plate. That is number
13.
13. Is it 13?
18 under.
Oh, 18. Yeah, that makes sense. Yeah. Yeah, 18. Amy Hughes batted for Parker last time up, so that makes sense. She stays in that position. Amy Hughes swings at the first pitch, drives it to right field. And that ball is caught. One pitch, one out for Lindsay Bell. That's what you do. Use those people behind you. That's what their 8 people are doing back there. They're waiting to help you. Ball was caught by UBC right fielder Kennedy Ainge. Next hitter comes the pesty Megan Duclos. These types of hitters never get into slumps either, by the way, because they're always just finding their way on base. She's had 2 singles and a walk today. She likes to take off while she's swinging. You got to change your defense and strategize a bit. Maybe have the shortstop play way in. Not give that ball a chance to take 2 hops before you throw her out. Third baseman's, she's got to play dangerously close. Strike at the knees. Generously called a strike. Lindsay Bell says, thank you, I'll take that. But that's been called pretty well all day. The out's been, I would say, rather consistent. He's had a good strike zone. And this time it's pulled to first. There might not be anyone there in time. And yet again, Duclos finds her way to base. She had been going to the left side, but this time she pulled it as she's running. I don't know how you do it. And both the first and second baseman went for the ball. Therefore, nobody was left to cover. In the game of baseball, a pitcher would have had time with 90-foot bases to get over there, but that just can't happen in softball. It just doesn't work that way. So that number 9 hitter Duclos finds her way on base for the 4th time today on an infield single. What a player! What an offensive weapon she is. This is Cadence Dabrowski, the catcher for Simon Fraser hitting now. She's had a good day, had a double. She scored a run. The way Duclos hits, you would think she might be a threat to steal as well. And there's a shot to the right side. Duclos reaches second, and did UBC get that out at first?
They did.
Okay, yes they did. Thanks to Thomas. So Dabrowski advances the runner to second. If our scoring is right, and it's about a 50-50 coin flip, it is, that would represent the tying run if this game meant something. So that's a good at-bat by Dabrowski to advance the runner. Janiqua Balkane is at the plate now. Balkane's got a really strong swing. She pulls the ball to the right side. And that's going to end it. So we seem to have come to the conclusion of game 1 of this exhibition doubleheader. We appreciate your patience. We've had some audio glitches. We've had some, excuse me, we've had some audio mistakes in the sense of, I think I named a couple of players wrongly and things like that. We've had a couple of technical glitches, but just like it's an exhibition doubleheader for the teams, it's an exhibition broadcast for Thomas Bell and company. We had a couple of cameras get knocked out today by the sun. It was just simply too hot for them to work. And I've seen that message on my cell phone the other time. I didn't know that could happen with a camera, but it sure makes sense if you can see in the top right corner that gorgeous blue sky, the temperatures in the neighborhood of 23, 24 degrees. So, and the sun is shining brightly. So that's not that surprising. The totals for the day, as best as we can calculate them, were that UBC scored a total of 6 runs on 10 hits, didn't make an error, and Simon Fraser was able to put across 5 runs in total on 8 hits. At least that's the best we could get it. Now, the teams are going to take approximately a 30-minute break between games. It gives the players to get some nutrition. It gives the umpires a chance to change positions, and the plate ump get off the heavy gear underneath his shins and his chest protector and all that, and who's ever going to umpire the plate the next game, the opportunity to get a clothing change as well and get the pads on them. It gives the grounds crew, who you can see are Simon Fraser players, a chance to neaten up the diamond and get it safe again to play so there's not a bunch of divots. So these are the things that need to happen. And I think this will be a time that I'll speak for my colleague, and probably a time where Thomas Bell is going to take a walk around the whole ballpark and check out his, yeah, look at that. Look at the wiring. That's awesome. Check out his cables and his plugs and his all kinds of gizmos and gadgets. I'm going to get a drink of water so I don't sneeze or cough on the air again. So I think we're just going to leave the broadcast running. I'm speaking.
I actually have to shut down the broadcast, and then I have to launch the stream.
Okay.
The game and being recorded separately.
Okay, I'm so glad.
We are going to log off the air now.
Okay.
And everyone can go back onto YouTube and see the new feed.
Okay, hope everyone got that. This game's going to come to a close, and you're gonna sign off and then come back so that the two games are can be banked separately, so to speak. So it's no charge. Just come on back and click on game 2, just like you did game 1. We can't wait to see you shortly, and about 25, 30, 35 minutes